dedicated Canibus fanatics, and I love the guy. Every interaction, every bar, every song has just been an experience. This is from Forced Unknown, so shout out to him. This is Canibus, Mike
That's what's
Nificent.
up.
Let's do it.
We got Alpha Tyler listening. What's up, man? And we are closed for the night. Shows are booking up quick now, aren't
I
they?
didn't want more.
Yeah.
I was just getting primed up. You know, I was just getting started to like sit down and enjoy another 8 minutes of bars. Oh, dude, Canibus does it for me. And not only like lyrically, like I love the superhero bars, like the super like ridiculously metaphoric absurdities of how great things of how like powerful he is. I love those superhuman bars. It's just entertaining. You know, like it's funny to think about like some of the metaphors that he comes up with. I won't mention one so I don't forget any because I can't really remember any because it's so intense. It turns your brains into knots. But those metaphors. No, what I'm saying, those metaphors that he uses are explosively loud and explosively surreal. And there's just like it's confusing listening to Canibus. That's what I like about Canibus is he challenges me. You know, like that's what I like about it. Is because it's every bar is so technical and such a profound statement that over and over again it gets confusing, you know. And I can see why people sleep on him because if you're not intellectually primed to sit down and absorb it to its full capacity over multiple listens, then you're not doing Canibus a service. It's not who he's catering to. He's catering to the diehards. And I look up to him in that regard, you know, because that's what I'm trying to do on this channel is cater to the diehards. And yeah, I love Canibus. I'm going to give that a solid 10 song of the night. No doubt about it. What do you say, Ignacio?
Okay. So you said one thing that I actually have to agree with you on.
Okay.
Just one.
One thing. Wow. That doesn't happen too often.
Had you given me this song in the very beginning when you first introduced Canibus to me,
Yeah.
I probably would have a different take on Canibus now than I do. Than I do. I still think this is probably the best Canibus song I've heard him on, that I've heard from him.
Nice.
It's an example more of I guess more of my point is like he doesn't have to sound like he's so aggressive all the time. Like he just ripped the shit out of this, and he didn't have that like grit in his voice that he tries to put into some of his flow. And that's usually the stuff that I usually say like, didn't really do it for me, right? But this, if he kept his voice and just flowed like in a smooth voice like this, I would rock with Canibus more often. Like this was dope.
Which he does all the time, right?
Well, see, and I got to hear more of that, and maybe I would rock with it even more. You know what I mean?
Totally,
I'm gonna give this a 9.
Solid 9 from Ignacio. Chuck, what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean it was a dope track. You know, it's solid 9. I would not. I'm not exactly, I guess, fawning over it as much. You know, I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, there was good rhyming. I didn't see the metaphors as like brain twisting. It was like, yeah, okay, you know, like I got it. You know,
listen to Melatonin Magic then.
But it was that's not to take anything away from it.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it's
the thing
9.
is,
it's hard for me to give a 9. So yeah,
every statement that I make about Canibus is compounded from 20 years of like.
Sure, you know, I get
right.
that.
You know?
Right. Yeah, I understand.
So that's my bias, which I'm totally aware of.
Yeah.
But now we got Lady Poetic, who is also biased.
We'll come to you completely unbiased with this next review.
Yeah.
Right? Let me preface by saying this. On any given day of any week, I randomly have Canibus bars go through my head. Okay, like Curriculum 101 was playing in my head yesterday. It just comes to me.
Just repeat. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been listening for so long. Just a really masterful MC. you know, man, it's just it's amazing what he can do with lyrics. It's amazing what he's done with tracks like this over the years. Yeah, I agree with you completely. He caters to his diehard fan base, and that's really a respectable thing for an MC to do. Yeah, I could go on and on. I mean, you'd have to cut me off, but I mean, that's a 9.5 and respect it for what it is, which is brilliance.
Absolutely. And we got 100% from the crowd watching. There's a whole bunch of people watching too. So, Canibus, I'm going to send this to you. You guys, remind me, it's going to be a long night. Let's get into the next one right now. Cheers, Canibus.
Above the fat lady singing, the vortex of clusterfuck, the hornets are stinging, a candy cane sweetens up your